Thank you very much. Can we get a big round of applause for all the morning speakers? All right, I think we are going to start the panel soon, so if all of the speakers from the morning could come up here.
Good afternoon. I can't hear you. Good afternoon. One more time. Good afternoon. Okay. I hope you've enjoyed the morning, and we are going to distribute index cards for you to ask questions. So please take an index card. If you have a question, just raise your hand and you will be given index cards to ask questions. Write your question and send it forward. Write your question and send it forward. Raise your hand when you have written your question so they can bring it to us. Rather than have questions after each speaker, we've decided to have questions written by the audience. So as you write your question, raise your hand. Someone will come and pick up your question. Write the question and give it to, just raise your hand and someone will come pick up the card. What's the question, Raj? Can any one of you elaborate on research as an out-of-school activity? Here, give it to Raj.
Okay.
In the last several years, we make it a requirement. We define it in a big, broad fashion. It's called town and gown. Okay, gown meaning the university where they graduate with cap and gown. Town is community activities. So we get involved in all kind of problems related to the town through research, like the Panseti, Clubfoot. And then we have a professor in our urban and regional planning. He and the students have collaboratively organized and founded the Johnson County Foundation for Affordable Housing. So they did all this research. A student asked him to do it. He said, no, you do it. And she wrote a proposal, got funded. Now they receive $5 million each year to provide affordable housing in every part of Iowa. So that is a part of research that you can get involved as a part of the community service.
Next question is, will the university help students pick or choose a major study?
Okay, so it depends on the university. Different universities have different timelines of when you have to choose a major and when is the final, so even after you choose a major, you're allowed to, again, depending on the university, you can switch that major within, you don't want to switch too late, but you can switch maybe after sophomore year. But eventually the decision still comes to you. So what they do have is they have academic expos, usually, where you can go and experience these different majors and understand, okay, who's in the department, who else is thinking about it, and then you can understand career options, what classes are required, and how it would fit into your schedule. But
the next question is, will the university help students pick or choose a major study?
Okay, so it depends on the university. Different universities have different timelines of when you have to choose a major and when is the final, so even after you choose a major, you're allowed to, again, depending on the university, you can switch that major within, you don't want to switch too late, but you can switch maybe after sophomore year. But eventually the decision still comes to you. So what they do have is they have academic expos, usually, where you can go and experience these different majors and understand, okay, who's in the department, who else is thinking about it, and then you can understand career options, what classes are required, and how it would fit into your schedule. But maybe.
So yes, typically at different universities will have different structures, but a student will have some sort of advising system, whether it's a peer group advising, a mentor. At the University of Chicago, you declare majors you are interested in on your application, but that is not your official major. You have to declare that later. So the deadline by which students have to declare their major at U Chicago is in their third year, and you'll meet with your academic advisor multiple times up until your third year so you can declare your major. Now you want to be careful at schools that have different colleges of X, Y, and Z. it may be hard for you to switch in between a college, right, of engineering versus a college of liberal arts and sciences. So make sure you're aware of that structure. Can I transfer between colleges? At a liberal arts college and at the University of Chicago, there's just one college, so it's very easy for you to switch your major. You're not changing departments or scholarships.
Do good grades for the rest of high school outweigh bad freshman grades?
Yeah, I think for the most part, there's no like hard cutoff, right? It's not like, oh, this is the GPA you need. It's always looked at comprehensively within the rest of your grades through the rest of high school, and also with the rest of whatever you're doing. So if you got a B or C in math in freshman year, but turns out you win some math awards later, then I think that's actually a good sign, because it shows that you've grown so much. So answer is depends. But I think usually you can compensate if you do poorly in your freshman year.
And a B is still a good grade. B's are not bad grades.
As a parent, how can I motivate my child to become, if they are not self-motivated? How do I motivate my child?
That's a great question. Yeah, because I wasn't particularly a self-motivated child. So I think the best thing that my mom and my parents both did was made sure that I stayed busy, whether it be summer camps, whether it be on the weekends, attending, I was also a Boy Scout, so attending Boy Scout camps, seminars, staying busy. And also, I think the biggest thing that changed for me was a summer camp where I went to EPGY. Is anyone familiar with that? It's at Stanford. And that was a 2-week, or it was a 3-week program where I met a lot of other kids who were on the same boat as me. And then the internal drive started kicking.
Okay, next question is for Sophia. Can you talk on how important is retention rates and graduation rates? And after that, University of Iowa, is Illinois residence in-state or out?
So the importance of retention and graduation rates is, again, you want to make sure you're enrolling at a school that will support yourself or your student. So retention rate means how many of those students will return for a second year after they enroll at that university. If your student has to apply to a different university, that will take away right from their studies, and it'll take away it will change their financial aid typically too. So it's always best to go to a school that has high retention rate, because it will decrease the odds that your child may have to apply for transfer admissions and they can stay put. Transferring also can impact your on track, or how on track you are for graduation within 4 years. And that's, again, related to the graduation rates. You want to try, of course, to graduate within 4 years, but most schools report a graduation rate within 6 years, because a lot of students may transfer or they may take a gap year.
Illinois residents are out of state, but there is certain length of period work requirement. If you did go through that, then you can pay in-state residence fees. I think for more information, please talk to Mike Melander. He has all the details of how many hours, how many months, how many years you have to work. Thank you.